everyone, it's Caroline here from Aussie Cards and Crafts, and welcome to my tutorial today. I'm really excited. Yesterday, as some of you might have seen on my Facebook post on my Aussie Cards and Crafts site, I actually took delivery of my first lot of stamps and dies for my new website that I'm actually launching in the next couple of months. And amongst those were these most beautiful and gorgeous panda bears, and I love panda bears. So I stopped and I thought, what can I do with these? So what I'm going to show you how to do today is actually how to do a peekaboo card. Now there's a lot of them on the internet. I looked at probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 of them. I think there was one there by Jennifer Maguire that was really nice, another one by Dawn Stamping. The one that I used was by Sam Calcott from Mixed Up Craft. She's an amazing crafter, and it's the same one that I actually did for one of my Christmas cards last year as well. So it really is a lovely card. It's very easy. It looks complicated, but it's very easy. I'll talk more about the stamps and dies in a moment, but let me just show you the card. This is the one that I did last night. And as you can see, it's got an aperture there, and as you open it up, you'll see that that picture changes, and that's where the peekaboo comes in. So we've got the pandas with the bamboo there, and as we open it up, you see you've got 2 more pandas there, and of course I've decorated with pandas and greenery as well. It is a very simple card to put together. I've done a lot of the work already. There is a little bit of die cutting involved, etc., but generally speaking, you get that with a lot of cards. That's how it actually goes. So as you can see, as this opens, that opens into there and it changes the picture. Okay, so it is very simple. Let me get started and let me show you what I'm using and how I'm going to do it. So I'll pop that up there. Now, firstly, the dies and stamps. That's these ones here. I call them the cute pandas, and they are a set of stamps and dies. What I did with these ones, this is the one of the ones that are for sale. What I did with these is I stamped them onto, where am I? Just onto white card, and then I used some Wink of Stella, and you might be able to see the glitter on them. I used some Wink of Stella and coloured in the black, and then I used a little bit of Wink of Stella in a blue and did the eyes. So it just gives a little bit of a shimmer. So I've done those. They also come with the matching cuts, die cuts as well. So that's I just loved it. As soon as I saw it, I absolutely loved it. So I used that one. For the greenery, I used pretty much just generic leaves. I can't tell you where I got these. These were purchased by me well and truly before I started doing tutorials. So I've just done a variety of the leaves in there. I've also used to make my frames here. I have used the 2 sizes of the dies, the circle dies. These ones are actually, the smaller one is 2.5 inch and the larger one is 2 3/4 inches. So to make one of these, you just tape 2 of those together, run them through your die cutting machine, and when you pull them away, that's what you have left. So you need 2 frames. I can now put that one away. I need the smaller one to cut my apertures. So I'll just pop that in there. The sentiment that I've used on the back, once again, I can't tell you which one it is. Okay, so yes, so that was, sorry, I had to take a phone call there. So that is my sentiment that I'm using. Now with the cutouts, they're the leaf ones. What I have done is I have cut out 2 discs with this backing paper. And I have just decorated those because they will actually go in. This one will actually slot in just there like that one is, and this one will actually come in and be the second one just there. Okay, so there's those. There's my frames. There's my greenery, and I've also got a just a pre-done happy birthday that came out of the pack where I've got these papers. Now, just moving on to the papers, what I have used today is, let's just get those all in one spot. What I have used today is the Card Making Magic by Christina Griffiths. This is a Papercraft Society box 11. Now these, I subscribe to this, and I get one of these beautiful boxes roughly about every 4 weeks, but every month. And you see, you get lots of cards and papers. You get stamps, dies, as well as other embellishments, different types of things. So what I have used from here is some of the papers from this particular box, and I just love it. So I've used that one, and this one is just a pearlescent in a reddy coppery colour, because I think that's actually quite nice. So moving on, I'll show you I'll let you know the sizing of all the cards. What you will need first off is you will need a piece of card that is 5 inches by 10 5/8. So that's 5 inches by 10 5/8. And along the 10 5/8 side, you score at 7 inches. Okay, so along just there, just score right down at 7 inches. That's that piece. The second piece you need is 5 inches once again, and this one is by 11 inches. And you score here at 5.5 inches, and that just gives you a card base. The third and final piece that you need for your actual construction of your card is a piece of card that is 7 1/4 that way, and once again 5 inches this way. And along the 7 1/4 side, you score at 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so that's those 3 pieces. In addition to that, I'm going to use this, and this is a piece of card that is 6 3/4 by 4 3/4, and I'm actually going to put this on the back of my card. There's the old one, but I'm going to put that on the back of my card, and that's where I'm going to be signing. Your mats, I should have another piece here somewhere. Where is it? You need 2 pieces. One of them is going to be the same as the back piece, which is going to be 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. And there is another one, and I can't find it. Oh, here it is. Silly girl. Okay, so this one is going to be 5 1/4 by 4 3/4, and this one will actually sit in there just like so. Okay, so that's what you need, and they're the sizes that you need. Okay, let me get rid of this. Now, the first thing that we need to do is we need to do a little bit of gluing on. So I'll speed up while I do this, but this first pattern piece, if you get your first piece that I told you about, which is the one that you scored at 7 inches, fold that in, burnish that, and then what you need to do is on this side you need to put your pattern paper. On the other piece, the one that you scored in the middle at 5 1/2, once again you fold that over, you burnish it, and you get your other pattern piece, which is this piece, and you stick that down there. Okay, now I'm going to do that, and I'm going to speed up while I'm doing that so you don't have to watch me. Okay, now what I need to do is also stick this piece on here, and I'm going to do that now while I just let those dry for a bit. Okay, So what we now need to do is, working on this piece, you'll see that we have the 7-inch score line there. We need to cut an aperture out here. Now we've got to be careful that that aperture does not cut into this piece here. So it has to be over this side, and you can feel it when it's laying down. You can feel where that is actually where that line is, and if you want to, you can even line it up on your board here so that you know it's just here. That's where the join is, or that's where the other piece overlaps to. So you then need to, that's to there. So I'm pretty happy with having it around about there. So what I do is I will pop some washi tape. Now washi tape is just a low tack tape, so it doesn't take off any of your pattern paper. Unfold it. You really only need to actually die cut that first part, so you won't be able to see the die cutting machine that I've got, but it's an electric one at the moment that I'm using, and I'll pop this one through. Okay, so let's take that off, and you'll see, take my tape off. You can see my tape is always well used before I throw it away. There we go. So now we have an aperture just there. Doesn't affect this this piece here. We now have that aperture. So what we now next need to do is we need to mark on here where this aperture is going to line up with there. So to do that, get this piece here, fold it over, and bring it in line so all of those 3 edges are actually in line together. Keep it closed, making sure you keep it in the same position, and then get your pencil and very lightly just go around the aperture that you have just cut. Okay. Then what you need to do is you need to line. Now that's going to be harder to see for you guys, but I need to line that up because it's a darker piece. I need to line that up and make sure that it is correct. And once again, using washi tape, you need to run that through your die cutting machine. Now, one thing I will say is it probably will not cut through two layers of the card plus this fairly thick paper. Actually, it's actually a decent quality paper. So I doubt if it will cut through the first time, but we will be able to lay that down afterwards and make sure that that does cut through in the right spot. So I'm going to run. Right, so I'll take this one off, and you'll see that this one has now cut out and that there is a huge indentation in that second one. So if we take our top one off very gently, what we can do now, don't ever throw these away, these are okay for scraps, for doing other things. You can see that falls into place. That center die just falls into place. So we now stick that onto there and we'll run it through again. Okay, so let's grab that. I shouldn't need that anymore. Let's get those out of the way. Pop them away. Now, yes, so this has now cut right through, as you can see. So we'll just get our tape off. And there we have it. We have 2 perfectly cut Oops, wrong way around. We have 2 perfectly cut circles, and that is in exactly the correct spot for there. What we need to do next is to pop on our frames. Okay, so next what we need to do is we need to stick this piece onto here. So what you do is you get your glue and you glue all of this and then stick it under. Bring that so that those two pieces are in exactly the same spot. Okay, and there you can see it. So we now have 2 of our pieces stuck together. Okay, and what we're going to do now is we need to put this piece on here. So what we need to do is we need to fold and burnish that piece in. Just making sure that I put the piece on correctly. And with red tape, and I find red tape the best because it is the strongest, run a piece of your red tape down that little tab, that 1/4 inch tab that I got you to score at. So run your red tape down there. Making sure it's burnished down. And what you need to do, because this is actually effectively the back of the card, so you need to take that piece there. You can take your tape, the top of your tape off, and that needs to adhere to this piece here. Okay, so that's the inside part right on this edge. So basically what you need to do is you need to make sure that that 1/4 inch mark is right where you're putting it, is right along that score line. Alternatively, you could do it this way, and I think that's probably a little bit easier for me. Hoping you can see what I'm doing. Okay, and there we have the bases of our card. So you can see at the back where I've just stuck that piece on that's got that on the back, and you can probably see this other piece that's coming straight in. Now it's a case of just decoration. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this here. Now this was, I think I said to you at first, this was that same piece, exactly the same size as that. I just cut one out in a backing piece. I've decorated it with my beautiful little pandas. My pandas, I stamped them, I've coloured them in with Wink of Stella, and that was a gold Wink of Stella, and I used green, and then I used blue for the eyes and black for his black features, and I've done that with all of them. They really make it glitter and stand out beautifully. So this one is actually going to go just there, and you can, once it's in position, you can lift it up. That's fine. So basically that's where it's going to go. So grab your glue, pop the glue on the back, and we'll glue him in. One thing I will say is when you decorate your discs, just please make sure that you've got everything glued down really firmly, because it really is important that these don't come up and get caught on a mechanism. So we'll pop him in there, like so. And it's already coming together. So beautiful. So as you can see, we've got the backing one there. We now open that up and we've got nothing. So what we now need to do, it's a little bit crooked, that one. That's okay. I can fix that later. So the next one will go in here. So same deal. Just get the glue on him and pop him in to that little hole there to make sure that it's in the right spot. I absolutely adore these pandas. I really do. I think they're so gorgeous. So there we have it. So there is your magic card, and it's now just a case of decorating it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed up the camera and I'm going to decorate and put some leaves and some birthday greetings and put some more pandas around. And I'll show it to you when I've finished. Thank you. And there we have it. So there's our original one that I did last night. Okay, with our beautiful little panda bears on there. And this is the one that we've just made now. I just love my pandas. With the colouring, as I think I said at the beginning, I've used Wink of Stella to do the black, and also just a Wink of Stella in a blue to do the eyes. It's just come up beautifully. I really do love that. Please give me a thumbs up below and subscribe to the channel if you've enjoyed it. That would be awesome. If you'd like to see more tutorials, just drop me a line. Go on to our Facebook page, which is Aussie Cards and Crafts. If you're not a member already, put a request in and we will gladly have you as members. We've got some beautiful people on there and they put up some awesome projects. Let me know what you'd like to see. It's your channel as well. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I absolutely love these, and don't forget they will be available for sale very shortly, as soon as I can get my my website up and running. I think these are, I'm not quite sure of the price. I think they're around about $25, but it comes with all of your pandas and also all of your die cuts for it. So I'm pretty stoked and pretty excited about all of these. So thanks for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.